any karaoke singing in public or anything like this. It's no choirs. We're not sort of put ourselves out there. And something's occurred to me is that during this year, our comfort zones may have shrunk considerably, because I know me and Liz are sorting out these dates between us, who's doing which gig. And one part of my mind was thinking, I hope I don't get scared, because I never usually do. I usually go on stage, go, how you doing? What are you doing? You having a good time? All this sort of stuff, I don't know why I went all cockney there, but anyway, and we have a laugh, and it's good fun, and it's very relaxed atmosphere. But I'm looking forward to thinking, I hope I don't get terrified. I don't think I will. But it's this shrinking comfort zone, and as June the 21st draws near, that's the date. And we're all expected to be able to pretty much entirely live as we used to. Actually shake hands with people and hug those we care for and stand next to strangers and have a conversation. So June the 21st is the date, and as we approach that date, are we all ready? Are we all psychologically ready to grow our comfort zones again? Let's speak to Keely Travener, who's, I hope I said the name right, is it Travener? Who's a psychotherapist. We'll find out seconds from now, because Keely joins us now. Hello, Keely. Did I get your surname right?
Yep. Well, it's Taverner.
Taverner, I see it is now. And Keely, this shrinking comfort zones, is this something you would recognise?
Most definitely, it's showing up in the therapy room increasingly frequently. And naturally, people are becoming frightened about what life after lockdown will look like.
It strikes me there's a couple of things going on here. First of all, we've just not been out there. We've not been to the parties. We've not been singing. We've not been in the choirs like we were doing. But the other thing that's going on is this, in a way, this disease has taught us all to be scared.
Most definitely, and fear is a killer on many, many levels. It means, just like you've spoken about, our comfort zone shrinks, we get frightened, we don't want to leave the house, and that is the challenge with the easing of restrictions. That what will life look like? I think we have to remember we have been here before. We've been here before, we've come out of a lockdown before. So I think some of our preoccupation with worry and anxiety is about, us getting caught in our head. The reality is, what happened when we came out before? What did we do? How did we ease ourselves back into life? We know that there was the scheme, Eat Out to Help Out. What did you do during that time? People have already experienced this, and you often find we're far more resilient than we may well think we are. And that we need to remember that. We really need to remember that. We have been here before and we got through it. That's how come we're in this situation again.
I guess a lot of people listening will be thinking, what nonsense, everything's just going to be fine and I can't wait. But I think we're talking about a significant minority of people here, aren't we, Keely?
Well, yeah, most definitely. And I think the challenge is, it's okay. I mean, we have to remember there isn't a cure. So, we're going to be, it's okay to have your concerns and your fears. And it may be about how do you begin to gently get out of your comfort zone, potentially as you did before when the lockdown restrictions eased. We have been here before. And that might be about how do you begin to slowly take steps as you would have before to bring yourself out. Now, we know June is going to be very different with regards to people being able to mix more. And at least, if things go the way they are from April, that means that you'll start to hopefully surprise yourself as you say yes. You give yourself opportunities to get out of your comfort zone, because as far as I'm concerned, our comfort zone becomes our stagnation zone. And when we stagnate, we get stuck, and we know, stagnant water is not particularly nice to smell, right? So it becomes putrid. And I believe there's the same process with humans, and stuckness is not great for us. Getting stagnant, staying in the same situation is just not helpful to us. And that's where our mental health will decline.
I like that. So we sort of become socially or psychologically putrid.
In some sense, what I regard that as is it makes us ill. It makes us ill. It's not good for us. We're not designed to be, cooped up in house. We need different environments. I know different environments stimulate me to do different tasks because that's just the way humans are designed.
Is there a sense, do you think, Keely, that maybe actually there's nothing something for us to worry about insofar as the government has laid out a stepped plan for easing of lockdown. And that very stepping down, the slow stage by stage, that might help us anyway if we have concerns.
Well, exactly. There we go. So it is an easing. It isn't just kind of opening the barriers and run out there and go back and live your previous life. I think we also need to remember that lockdown has presented us with challenge and adversity. And in any adverse situation, there are opportunities to learn. What has been beneficial to us in lockdown, now there's no two ways about it, it's hit everybody uniquely. And in every adverse situations, there are still opportunities. You know, what do we need to bring from lockdown into our future life? Because there are things that have been helpful, meal times together, spending more time with family. I mean, you know, some of us do need to have that space, but what might we need to keep? Because, you know, mental health problems were an issue, a massive issue prior to the pandemic, and they'll still be there after and in a new guise too. So thinking about what opportunities have also come, what do we need to keep?
How's this affected your practice, Keely? You're a psychotherapist. You clearly carried on seeing people and helping people, but I guess you've been doing this on Skype and Zoom and Teams, etc.
Yeah, well, it's affected the business in many very different ways. So, I mean, I have a centre here, so I used to rent rooms to other therapists. So that part of the business more or less crumbled. And yeah, but what did happen, what did increase, were people were using EAP services through their employers. So that means, you know, for some people who are in larger organisations, you have EAP services, such as, you know, that might be provided by an insurance company, and people can access that. So I've had a spike in people using EAP services to get psychological support.
What does EAP stand for? I'm trying to work it out.
Employee assistance programs.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I've got that.
Yeah. So for some companies, you might get legal help, you might get debt support, and counselling is also another part of that. So I felt very privileged that my business was able to be adaptable and to accommodate. And some of the insurance companies have been very generous, offering out the counselling services to family members, which was a service that wasn't available before. So people have really been accessing that support.
Well, that's good, isn't it? And I think it sort of breathes life into the old saying, behind every cloud there's a silver lining.
Indeed.
Keely, it's been lovely to speak to you today, and it'd be good when you can actually, I guess, for your line of work, start meeting people face to face as well as continuing with the distance communication via Skype, etc. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Will do, and you. That's Keely Taverner, psychotherapist from Key for Change, which is the company she represents. This is BBC Radio. So any thoughts on that, by the way? I'd love to hear from you. And keep your guesses coming in for where in the world. It's text 81333, Stoke at the start.
Hey my people, it's your girl Key. So I've just gone live, just gone on BBC Stoke, talking all things life after lockdown. The date is fast approaching us, and what is that doing to you? Where does it leave you? Like I said, we have been here before, so there's a lot of kind of worry and people are quite unsettled about the easing of restrictions. But I do need to remind people we have been here before. What was life like for you when lockdown eased last time? You know, for many of us, we may worry, especially if you're someone who's highly anxious and you get stressed. We may worry, and that's fine. But do remember, you're probably far more resilient than you think you are. And you have been through this before, and here we are. We are still here, we're still breathing, we're still alive. So don't underestimate yourself. But it is also important to be able to acknowledge the challenges, the worries, the concerns that you have. Acknowledge them. Don't suppress them. Don't ignore them. We know that what's suppressed will come out in very unhelpful ways. So we need to be mindful of that. But remember, we have been here before. If you're struggling and battling and you've got serious concerns about what life will be like for you after lockdown, do inbox me or consider coming to my website, Key for Change. Let's talk. Let's see what's going on for you. I hope this little video was helpful to you. I was just talking to BBC Stoke about life after lockdown and how best we can look after ourselves. One of the biggest tips I encourage people, well, this is one of the ways that I'm actually choosing to get through this is I'm just carrying on doing what I've been doing. Because if the dates change, it can be incredibly disappointing for people, can set off all kinds of disappointments, could feed into depression and anxiety. Therefore, if I just choose to keep doing what I'm doing, sowing my passion and my vision into something that I love, which is my business, that also means I'm encouraging you to think about, what do you love? What's your interest? What hobbies that you have? What are things that you may have neglected? That is actually one of the most important buffers, because it gives you a sense of control, especially when there's so much going on around us where we have no control. Therefore, what can you control? Passion, purpose, your interests, your hobbies are one way for you to direct your energy. I hope that makes sense to you. And if you're interested or thinking about working with me, or know someone who would benefit from talking to your girl Key, please share. Please send them my details, because we are battling out here. And an alternative perspective may mean you can see your situation from a different angle, which may mean you may start to take steps in a different direction, which may mean you get unstuck. And getting unstuck is crucial for your greatness. It's your girl Key. I'm here at Key for Change, doing what I do because I love what I do. My encouragement is you need to find what you love too. Take care of you, because if you don't, no one's coming to save you. You gotta learn to save yourself. Take care.